Welcome to the Medical Device Made Easy podcast. Here is Munir Alazouzi from easymedicaldevice.com. And today we'll try to talk to you about EtO, but we are not talking here about how to sterilize a product or what kind of CE marking you need for product sterilized on EtO. We talk about a completely different topic, and I have with me Christina Ziegenberg from BVMed. So Christina, welcome to the Medical Device Made Easy podcast.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to me for me to talk with you this time in front of the camera. Normally, I'm used to be a listener to your podcast.
Thank you very much for that. And yeah, really happy to have you because I said I'm trying to open the podcast to a lot of different groups of voices, the manufacturers, notified bodies, but also trade associations and everything. So the idea is mainly to have the view of a lot of people. And as said, today we'll talk about EtO. So we discussed about a certain topic about EtO before. And I said, oh, let's maybe bring that to the podcast and get the opinion also of people. But before that, maybe just a quick introduction of yourself and maybe of BVMed also. What exactly is BVMed?
A few words about myself. I'm Deputy Managing Director of BVMed and Head of Regulatory Affairs, and I'm chemist and pharmacist by profession. And I'm in the medical device field for about since 2012, with working experience in the industry, in competent authorities, and also for the last 5 years in the trade association. In my current job, I'm dealing with medical device regulatory affairs topics and also with chemical topics in course of the chemical sustainability strategy, but also other chemical topics concerning medical devices.
Great. So as you said, so chemical topics, we talk here about EtO. So maybe first, can we explain to people what is EtO, what is this kind of substance, and then we can talk more about the situation actually about EtO in the European market.
Well, ethylene oxide is a very important substance used for medical devices, and it's used to sterilize sterile medical devices. Around 50% of all sterile medical devices are sterilized with ethylene oxide, and therefore it's very, very important for the industry.
In terms of ethylene oxide, so as we said, it's important, but it's used by a lot of people, but there was always some kind of controversy or discussion about EtO and how it's used. So mainly here, we have some situation also in Europe about EtO. So it's not like, people are really, it's not like it's straightforward in terms of EtO in terms of for the market. Now, what's happening here related to the regulation? So is EtO still authorized to be on the market? Can we use EtO, or is there some kind of situation that is happening now?
Well, at the moment, there is a legal uncertainty in Europe regarding the legal status of ethylene oxide for sterilization processes and purpose. The authorization of EtO as a biocidal active substance under the BPR, the biocidal regulation, is currently being reviewed by the Commission, by the European Commission, and it has been for a couple of years. The EtO consortium, representing six, I think there are 6 EtO suppliers for sterilization purpose, first applied for the approval of EtO as an active substance in December 2009, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
As part of the review procedure for existing active substances under the biocidal regulation. At this time, it was the biocidal directive that turned into a regulation in 2012, 2013. And the procedure then took its course in accordance with the requirements around the biocide law. This means the assessment report of the evaluation competent authority. It was, or it is Norway, to the ECHA, the public consultation and the BPC opinion. And the European Commission now plans to complete this procedure with a decision on a non-approval of EtO under the BPR. And this is the important thing.
Okay.
Because they say it doesn't fall under the BPR, it falls under the MDR. So, namely because of the definitions in the MDR.
So are you saying, so BPR is mainly the biocidal side for the regulation for biocide. So EtO, which is the sterilant that is making sterilization of medical devices, was regulated under the BPR. Now they are trying to change that, and now they want to regulate it under the MDR, saying that it is a medical device itself. So this is mainly the summary here.
Yes, yes, yes.
So here we have really a situation now. So it means that gas, ethylene oxide, will be, if I can say, under the same level or the same aligned with an MRI machine or any other like sterilant or sterilization equipment also, etc. So this is mainly why they are thinking that ethylene oxide is a medical device, because there is a sentence, if I remember, on the definition of medical devices that says anything that is sterilizing or whatever a medical device is also considered as a medical device. So this is what they are using as a sentence.
Yes, yes. They mainly refer to the definitions in the MDR that states every substance that is used to clean or to sterilize medical devices is also a medical device.
So if we stay on this logic, then water for steam sterilization will also be under the MDR. I mean, it's the logic in that case.
It may be, and not only steam, also other sterilize agents that are used to sterilize medical devices could fall under this definition, like gamma radiation or X-ray or hydrogen peroxide or something like that.
So
yes,
is this a plan, or are we already having this situation happening now? Do I have to have EtO as medical devices now, or is it like a plan or a suggestion?
Well, at the moment, it's a legal uncertainty, because the biocide department of the Commission, they follow this definition and this route, but the medical device competent authorities within the MDCG and also the medical device department of the Commission, they are still discussing this topic. So they do not completely follow this route. And they question if this really tackles the definition of the MDR.
So are we now in a situation where the EtO is not regulated at all for the moment, or it's still regulated by the BPR?
Well, since the non-approval is not published yet, it's an open question.
Okay. So
and this is mainly our concern. That the non-approval under the BPR will be published soon or in the near future.
Okay.
And this would lead to probably market disruptions.
So what is the consequence now for medtech industry? So in that case, we have this publication. So what will be the problem then for the industry?
Well, the problem could be or will be that EtO will not longer be available for sterilization purpose, and this would lead to massive disruption of patient care.
So when you say it would not be available, means that the manufacturers that are manufacturing, if I can say, the EtO, the gas, will need to follow MDR. So it means that they have to go through the quality management system, notified body, getting a technical file, etc. So the disruption will be due to that. But it's also due, I suppose, that those manufacturers have never worked with MDR or MDD before. So it can be also
absolutely
stressful for them also.
Yeah, absolutely. They haven't been in touch with the MDR and the obligations that comes with the MDR, and they need to follow if this route that the BP the biocide people are thinking about, they would have to follow the conformity assessment under the MDR. And as far as we know, they already started their journey in this direction. So every discussion within the MDCG and the Medical Device Competent Authority that the MDR is not the pathway that will be followed could be a problem, because they are already they started their journey to the MDR. They started discussions with notified bodies. They started to invest a lot of resources to comply with the MDR rules and the QMS updates that are needed to comply. And every uncertainty that comes up will have an impact on the future availability.
So are we talking here specifically about Europe? So meaning that it is regulated under the EU MDR in Europe. So can they continue to sell this EtO outside of Europe without any problem, or it's also impacting the rest of the world, like Asia, or if they want to sell in the other part of the world, Africa, etc.? So is this something that will be impacted, or it's only affecting European Union?
Both, I would say both, because this open discussion has an impact on the use of EtO in Europe. So every medical device, even if no matter if it's a CE marked device or a device to be marketed outside of the EU, could be it could be a problem to be sterilized in Europe.
So there can be some descriptions of those products also, because they will not be available. So I suppose also it will be so for those medical device manufacturers that are using EtO, maybe hearing this message can raise some kind of panic, because they say, okay, now what will I use? Because if I contact my provider of EtO, he will not be able to provide that to me. So should I change already myself my method of sterilization now, or should I find another solution? Or so is this what can happen also as a consequence? Hey, just a second. Do you need a EU, Swiss or UK representative? Then choose Easy Medical Device. We can represent you and also become your importer. Contact us at eo@easymedicaldevice.com.
It might, but it could be difficult, or it will be difficult, because the sterilization method that is used for certain medical devices is not possible to be changed in any case, because EtO is used because for a wide range of medical devices or materials that do not tolerate any other method. And so I know you can't change the method easily. Yeah, and I know that a lot of manufacturers are using also EtO because it's like mass sterilization. It's not like sterilization of small batch. It's like a big batch that you can put in a chamber, and then you put EtO. So it's for also big lots of products. So moving to another way is also a problem, because this is not maybe compatible also. So yes, and even if you could change it, it would mean that you have to change the whole processes, and this is not that easy in terms of resources and conformity assessment and changes and so on, due to the current status of the MDR compliance.
I know that, during the design and development of medical devices, we are also thinking of which material to use to be compatible with which sterilization method. Like the material should not be absorbing the EtO also. But if it's this material, it may be not compatible with gamma sterilization with others. So it's why design and development of medical devices are taking this information into account prior that the product is released. So as you said, changing from this method to another is maybe a bit of a problem here. Okay, so now that we explained the problem, if I can say, is there a solution, or what's the situation now? What are we proposing here?
Well, the one and only solution, I guess, is not existing.
Okay.
We as a trade association representing our members that are in fact very concerned about this whole topic, tried to find solutions and published a position paper not long ago, where we address the problem and also find possible solutions. We do not think that the way and the path the biocide people try to find is in that meaning the right way, because we do not think that the definitions in the MDR really matches with the use of ethylene oxide, because we say the sterilization process within the manufacturing process is one step, and it's not a sterilization of finalized medical devices. So we say the definition in the MDR is not really matching. But there could be a solution to bring ethylene oxide into the MDR, even if it's not the best way, but it could be more future-proof than the BPR way.
Okay.
And we try to find solutions to bring it into the MDR, and this could be to include it in the Annex 16.
Okay.
As a device, not a medical device, not with a medical purpose or intended use, but to include it in the Annex 16, and to publish common specifications to clarify which clinical data or data in general have to be provided by the EtO fillers, by the manufacturers of the gas for sterilization processes, and also to have a guideline for notified bodies what should be proven.
And Annex 16, so as you've said, it's the annex in the MDR for products that have no medical purpose. There are few categories that are listed there. This category of sterilant is not, so it means that we have to create a new category under the Annex 16 and include this one, and maybe this will open the door to the other ones, I suppose, also.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
And so you said that you have made, BVMed has made a position paper. So was there already some comments, or was there already some feedback from this?
We discussed this with the Commission and also with our German Ministry of Health as the discussion in the MDCG is ongoing. And there is, it's not the ideal way that they say, okay, yeah, that's the solution, and let's go for it. But I think, and within discussions with our members, that this could be a way to have sustained and really continuous supply of ethylene oxide, and it's really important to have that.
So here we talk about BVMed, which is mainly a German trade association. So are the other trade associations over Europe are also raising their voice about that, or you are the first one and this maybe will open the door for the others?
There is the discussion, as I mentioned before, it took long time. The discussion started years ago, and also MedTech Europe is discussing this topic for years now. But we started to put everything together within this position paper because our members are really concerned about the uncertainty, the legal uncertainty that this topic brings, and we try to have one association voice to find really solutions to have legal certainty and the continuous supply of ethylene oxide.
Yeah, and so mainly, yeah, this problem can be coming, and as soon as you are talking about disruption, it's we remember that when we say these words, it's opening also the eyes of the EU Commission. When we said disruption for MDR, then it was pushing MDR away. When we said disruption for IVDR, then it pushed IVDR again away, etc. So is this also something that can happen, that the EU Commission will be pushing that away and say, well, let's think about that for later? Or, I mean, is this the objective?
In our discussion with the Commission, the biocide people and also the medical device people, they know and they are aware of this problems that could come with that, and they postponed the non-approval of the gas under the BPR until a solution is found. So that's what they told us, and I hope that it will be that way, because otherwise there are massive consequences for all patients in Europe.
So when we say, for example, that there will be this publication that was postponed, so in the case, let's say that this publication for non-applicability for BPR is happening today. So will it be, do you think that it will be by today that it should be following MDR, or there will be the transition? I say we give you 3 years to transition and then to do this thing under MDR.
Well, the procedures under the BPR would not give the possibility of any transition time, and if the definitions under the MDR would have to be followed, there would not be a transition time. So this is also one point that we try to find a solution and to have the possible MDR certification and conformity assessment before the non-approval is published.
Okay. I heard, I mean, we are making some updates, or regulatory updates in the world, and we saw also that there were some discussion, or there are actually some discussion in the US market about EtO also. So are we talking about here the same thing, or what is it, and mainly is this related or not?
It's not really related, and even it's not the same thing. In the US, it's also discussed to ban ethylene oxide from the market, but and it's also been discussed for years, but it's a different level. It's a different approach, and here, or in the States, it's more environment and worker safety topic. It's quite different from the discussion in Europe, because especially in Germany we have very high standards to that comes with the safe use of ethylene oxide. So it's quite different. It's a quite different discussion and topic, but in the long run, it's also the discussion of the ban of ethylene oxide.
So do you think this discussion that there is in the US can maybe come also to Europe and say, okay, we have also to ban because of some environmental consideration or this kind of thing?
Oh, well, I don't think so, because as I mentioned, we do have high standards that secures the safe use of ethylene oxide, and also the not only the safe use within the sterilization process, but also the residuals in the medical device itself.
In terms of your position paper, so now you have this position paper that has published. Is there a next step, or is there something that now we are looking for? You said there are some discussion on JMDCG with the EU Commission, etc. So is there something that should be done, or we just have to wait now?
Well, we will continue our discussions with the Commission and also with our Ministry of Health to find solutions, to find legal secure solutions. And so we will stay with this topic, and will not only wait for any decisions or anything like that.
Yeah, I think it's, as I said, this discussion is important. We don't hear too much about this, if I can say, on the industry. So it's important to raise this concern that this can happen. We don't say it's happening or whatever, but this can happen. And if it happens, there can be some consequences for manufacturers that are using EtO as a sterilization method. So yeah, so if you hear about that, you know this is mainly because of this discussion that is happening here between the biocidal regulation that was regulating that before, and now they don't want to regulate that anymore. And now the MDR that is not regulating that now, but it will maybe regulate that later, which will open again the door for maybe other sterilants or other kind of biocides that are sterilizing some medical devices here.
Yeah, I'm not sure that it's really a door opener for every other sterilization method or agents that are used, because there are processes and legal certain ways to tackle that. So I'm not sure if this is really the big problem, but ethylene oxide is at the moment it's not there is no clear pathway.
And it's already a big problem if it happens to ethylene oxide. So it can impact the full industry. Okay, no, it's great. So I mean, if people wants to check this information, where they can go exactly?
Well, our position paper is published on our website. At the moment, I think it's only in German, but I will also look that the English version will be uploaded. Well, if you want to join the discussion and the current topics that we are dealing with, feel free to contact me. My contact details, I'm not sure if you will you will also put that in your show notes, but it's also it can be found on the website.
No problem. I'll put your LinkedIn page and also the BVMed website, where normally there is all the information, and the position paper in German also. Yeah, if you have it in English, can be great also for people. And yeah, if there is any questions, so you can for people that are listening, you can also raise your question directly to Christina, and mainly yeah, also tell if you have any concern on this topic, so that
yeah, and as I told, it's not the ideal and best solution, but it was the only way we thought it could be solved, and I'm open for discussion if there are creative other solutions.
Yeah, always. Great. So thank you, Christina, again for raising this topic, because as I said, I was not aware until you told me about it. And I'm sure that this will be interesting a lot of medical device manufacturers that are using EtO and that maybe will have to understand this situation here. Okay, Christina, it was really a pleasure. Thank you very much, and I wish you a nice day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.